Hello there, YouTube. I'm Jax Colon, and I know I've been fastidiously monitoring these debates, but I have rehearsal tonight, so I'm not going to watch it tonight, regardless. But I may or may not watch it at all because through this whole process, I've only become more and more disheartened. Uh, I mean, I never actually thought there was going to be change, but there was a time that I thought there was a hope of a chance, maybe. uh, and I'm just after what I've seen already, I'm gonna tell you beforehand what's gonna happen in this debate. Spoiler alert: McCain is gonna be exactly like Bush, and Obama is gonna raise taxes and kill jobs. But McCain's gonna pay off your loan for you, or he's gonna cut it in half. So isn't that awesome? You're gonna pay yourself back. um, let's see. What I basically wanted to talk about is a wider aspect of governing and the idea of governments that I realized while I was researching Sarah Palin's little fiasco. Yes, she was found in violation of Alaska Statute 39.52.110, paragraph A of the Ethics Code for politicians. And she used her office for personal gain, used the power of her office for personal gain, which is really the worst. And actually, probably the only crime of a politician. Um, it's the lengths to which you will go to make other people suffer, I guess, that decides the badness of your acting that way, using your office for personal gain. And something I love, and I feel like it's going to be indicative of all governments. I was reading the ethics code of Alaska a little bit, and I was actually inspired for a period. Um, they say that high moral and ethical standards among public officers in the executive branch are essential to assure the trust, respect, and confidence of the people of this state. So, yes, our leaders must be deemed to be ethically superior to us. But we can never really tell that. The only thing we can tell is who appears to be the most ethical. And as some people might say, the most perfectly unethical people out there are those that can fool us into thinking that they're acting good. So, the appearance of morality, it can almost, in a way, can be more dangerous than open immorality. Um, One statement that I really liked. I'm gonna substitute a word. I'm gonna substitute the word "I wish" was in the sentence, and I'll use the little annotated thing to put the proper word in. But this is actually a great statement, I think, about individuals' responsibility in a state, in a society, in a society free of government. Compliance with the code of ethics is an individual responsibility. Thus, all who serve each other have a solemn responsibility to avoid improper conduct and prevent improper behavior by colleagues and subordinates. You know, what a great idea. Yes, that is what we should be doing. Rather than turning that responsibility of ethics over to another body to enforce for us, that's kind of a cop out. Freedom is yes, freedom and responsibility go hand in hand. And the thing that I love the most after that great statement, I was so inspired. I was like, all right, well, I'll check out what else is in here, and immediately, right away, they start giving themselves a little wiggle room. In a representative democracy, the representatives are drawn from society and therefore cannot and should not be without personal and financial interests in the decisions and policies of government. Yes, that's true, but it immediately creates this area of muddy language all of a sudden. It's like, oh, well, what is they can't be completely without financial interests, so maybe it's not a conflict. And the next one, another one. Standards of ethical conduct for members of the executive branch need to distinguish between those minor and inconsequential conflicts that are unavoidable in a free society and those conflicts of interest that are substantial and material. Again, for sure, not all conflicts of interest are going to be huge, massive deals, but we need to look at. It just creates this area of muddiness to have the politicians work into the code of laws an escape route for themselves. And not just for themselves, but for the generations upon generations of liars and thieves that will take the torch that is passed down from those original scoundrels. um, yes. I mean, our minds are made up at this point. I really don't think I'm going to hear any new information. And if there's going to be anything that is completely out of left field and will finally clear up this whole situation, if, God steps down from the heavens onto the debate floor himself and announces his candidacy, um, then I will hear about that at some other point. But I have a feeling it's going to be the same fucking talking in circles, not answering any questions. Can I remind you of the fact that when both of them were only asked one answer that was specified to be yes or no, they could not do it. Could not do it. Politicians are all liars. I genuinely had some hope for Mr. Obama, but he just loves his rhetoric as well. Same way that Mr. McCain does. Watch the debate. Don't watch the debate. I keep doing this. I'm going to put some music on because these direct uploads have been cutting the F off. America is fucked, ladies and gentlemen.